Thank you very much for the introduction. We actually are going to do a show into my colleague, the head of our business development, Aaron, is going to join me today. So let me start first with show of hands. Who plays online games or knows online games or has a child playing online games? Come on. All right. Perfect. So not that many people, actually, surprising. Although we probably are all familiar with games, especially on mobile phones and the others. So what is Hero Engine? You have probably, you know us, but by the products that have been developed using Hero Engine. One of the most known products is the Star Wars The Old Republic game by Electronic Arts, and the second one, even more known as of recently, is called the Elder Scrolls Online game, and the recent edition of that game called Morrowind. These games host millions of people. Morrowind has actually about 8.5 to 9 million people playing it in real time across the world. One of the most popular MMO games as of recently. We have basically taken our Hero Engine MMO engine and have implemented that onto a totally different platform, what we call a serious gaming platform, which is smart city applications. And we are going to talk a little more about this during this presentation. So I will pass the word to Aaron to talk about the next very important concept that we would like to introduce here.
Yes, one of the most important concepts about that product is a digital twin. The Gartner just mentioned one of the biggest trends of our times. The digital twin is a living, breathing model of the existing city where we could simulate in physically correct environment every process, get the data from IoT devices, IoT controllers and sensors networks, and create advanced predictions models to run the better, more efficient, let's say, city management. So, Alex, let's move forward to the next slide. Yes, what we do. We get the data. We get the data for different type of IoT devices and sensors networks, and we create the inner economy to maintain that data. And that data are coming us from independent providers like, let's say, Uber, and could be used for another enterprise or let's say citizens for and the data circulating inside our economy. It's have a value, and it's all the transmitting of the data is tokenized. So, Alex, could you explain more about our economy? Let's move forward to the economy of our token.
So the way the Hero Engine World platform is going to work is we're going to create basically a digital twin of a city. If we take whether it's Barcelona, Singapore, Dubai, or Toronto, for that matter, we can create in real time a digital copy that runs alongside the city with all the data coming in real time and visualized on the platform in front of either the city managers or the other people that are involved on the platform itself. How we can do it, as I mentioned before, our infrastructure, where we have data centers around the world, it allows us to actually manage billions of pieces of data in real time being visualized in current environment for gamers. In the future environments, it will be also for people that are involved on the smart city management side. How our economy is going to work. So if you were to think of a digital twin of a city that is running in parallel with the real city, a lot of data is going to be supplied into that model. And currently, when you walk across the IoT section of this conference, you'll see lots of charts. And charts are nice when you have a number of them, but they become very difficult for us humans to understand who used to live in a 3D environment and deal with 3D objects. So in an environment that we provide to cities, it will be a full replica of the city with real-time processes displayed directly there. These real-time processes will be linked to IoT networks. It can be linked to citizens that are moving around, whether it's vehicles as well that have GPS tracking and so on, together with the stationary objects like IoT sensor networks that will be also visualized on the network. The data that is going to be collected, we're going to use blockchain to make sure that the data is immutable and that the sources of this data are being checked that they are actual original sources of the data. On the other side, blockchain will be also used within the platform to actually create an audit trail of every single process that is happening there, including also the decisions that are being taken on the platform itself. And then smart contracts are actually going to manage the relationships between the platform and the suppliers of the data on one side, and at the same time the users of the data. Because obviously the users of the data are extremely important on this platform, whether you are trying to develop an application that is using underlying data, or you are trying to simply do a specific analysis for your own use internally. The last but not least aspect of the gaming platform, and as we all know, simulation is the name of the game at the end of the day. Actually, there are many very smart people who believe we live in a simulation, or there is a high chance of that. Simulations in gaming environment have one very interesting feature that can help a lot of city managers. And that feature is specific to what we call instancing of games. When you have a real-life model of the city, you can create digital twins of that, or clone that model as many times as your underlying infrastructure allows, and start running different scenarios, especially whether it's emergency, disaster management type of scenarios, or even scenarios that are related to increasing efficiency of use of the environment itself.
Yes, we mean the billions of real-time instances that could be applied to maintain the really complex case in real time. Let's say the disaster evacuation, and that's really important because we know what's happening right now on that Earth, and we know what could we do with the technology that advanced, and even if that technology could be controlled by the people. But what we do right now, while it's public sale, it just because it should be controlled. It should be controlled by the people, because we should know that the Skynet is all about the one point of interest. It should be a lot of people that coming to our economy and that help us to maintain the independence of this extremely important solution.
So to give you a little bit of update of what is happening, we have started the pivot. As you have heard from before, our technology has been around for the last 12 years. That was the first time when we licensed it to Electronic Arts to build games. But as of beginning of this year, we have started actually looking for serious gaming clients. One of the clients that we are working with today is based in Toronto, and that's Toronto government has given a task to the local university to develop what is called the Advanced Disaster and Emergency Management Rapid Response Simulation, which will be focused on building this kind of simulations specific to the city of Toronto, but also used as a training ground for first responders.
Introducing Hero Engine, a real-time, interactive software framework used for the development and management of virtual worlds, simulation, and massive multiplayer online games. With Hero Engine comes the Hero Cloud platform. It includes everything professionals and indie teams need from start to finish: client-server infrastructure, a complete database, and a fully integrated tool suite with real-time integration for developers. This allows for instant collaborative design by an unlimited number of developers simultaneously, with no need for nightly builds. Here are 4 developers working on the creation of a single area in the virtual environment. Each developer has been assigned different tasks. Patrick is laying down roadways and basic gameplay layout. Serenay is integrating and placing buildings and other assets in the world. Reggie has imported and is placing custom-made non-player characters, while Kelly is creating the character pathing and handling miscellaneous technical design. These developers are based in different corners of the United States, all working simultaneously in Hero Cloud. All developers are able to design, implement, and modify each other's work instantly. They can even switch between developer and player modes to test the virtual world as it is being developed. In addition, programmers can simultaneously create and apply code while development takes place in real time. Not only does the Hero Cloud provide real-time design and development, but the platform also allows for direct oversight, management, and modification of all projects from any location. This is particularly useful for outsourced or remotely developed projects. The Hero Engine provides scalable architecture, which is designed for the development of any online multi-user environment, using a single application for multiple different purposes. Reversioning is built into the system, along with many other valuable tools used for the development of simulations, training areas, or massive multiplayer online games. With this kind of real-time control, virtual development is faster, more streamlined, and easier to modify than ever before. What once took days, if not weeks, can now be accomplished in a matter of hours using the Hero Cloud platform. And now, after only 3 hours of collaborative work, this is the end result. We believe that Hero Engine and Hero Cloud provide the right set of tools for your projects.